Sergeant Thompson never misses, not because he's the best shot, but because the enemy always moves into his crosshairs at the exact moment he pulls the trigger. The spotter's report stated, "It's like fate itself guides his bullets." But today, something different happened. His target was a child soldier, and for the first time in 200 confirmed kills, Thompson's hands wouldn't stop shaking. Afghanistan, 2010. The mountains of Helmand Province stretched endlessly under a scorching sun that turned everything to dust and regret. Sergeant Marcus Thompson lay prone on a rocky outcrop, his Barrett M82 rifle steady against his shoulder, eye pressed to the scope with mechanical precision. 200 confirmed kills, not wounded, not suppressed. Dead, each shot placed exactly where it needed to be, every target eliminated with surgical accuracy that defied explanation. His spotter, Corporal Danny Reeves, lay beside him with binoculars trained on the valley below. Movement at 3 o'clock, approximately 800 meters. Thompson adjusted his scope, his breathing automatically falling into the rhythm he'd perfected over 3 deployments. Inhale, hold, find the target, wait for the moment. It always came, the moment when everything aligned, wind, distance, heartbeat, and something else he couldn't name. His targets would step into the perfect position as if drawn by invisible strings. A half-second shift that put them directly in his crosshairs. Then the trigger would pull itself. Taliban fighter, Reeves reported, armed, moving toward the village. Thompson centered the crosshairs on the figure. A man in his 30s, AK-47 slung across his chest, walking with purpose toward the cluster of mud brick houses where American forces were providing medical aid. Thompson waited. The moment came like clockwork. The target paused to light a cigarette, turning his body to present a perfect profile shot. Thompson's finger moved without conscious thought. The rifle cracked. 800 meters away, the target dropped. "Confirmed kill," Reeves noted matter-of-factly. "Nice shot." Thompson said nothing. He never celebrated. Never felt satisfaction or remorse. The shooting was just something that happened through him, not by him. That evening, back at Forward Operating Base Chapman, Thompson sat alone in the mess tent, methodically cleaning his rifle. The same routine every night for 3 years. Lieutenant Colonel Sarah Martinez approached his table. "Thompson, need to talk." She sat across from him, her expression unreadable. "Command's been reviewing your record. 200 confirmed kills in 18 months, 0 misses. Not even the best snipers in military history had numbers like that." Thompson continued cleaning his rifle. "I do my job." "That's just it. The math doesn't work. Wind conditions, target movement, equipment variables. Even with perfect conditions, no human being shoots with 100% accuracy over 200 engagements." "Maybe I'm lucky." Martinez leaned forward. "Thompson, I've been in the Army for 15 years. I've never seen anything like this. Your spotter reports are unusual. Targets moving into position at the exact moment you fire. Perfect shots in impossible conditions." Thompson's hands stilled on the rifle barrel. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying maybe you should talk to the chaplain. Sometimes in war, things happen that can't be explained, and sometimes those things come with a price." The next morning brought a new mission. Intelligence indicated a high-value Taliban commander would be meeting local fighters in a village 20 kilometers north. Thompson and Reeves were tasked with overwatch, ensuring the meeting never happened. They reached their position before dawn, settling into a hide site overlooking the village. Thompson set up his rifle while Reeves scanned with binoculars. "Contact," Reeves whispered. "Multiple targets entering the village square." Thompson peered through his scope. 5 figures in traditional Afghan clothing, but carrying automatic weapons. The commander would be the one in the center. Older, commanding presence, expensive watch glinting in the morning sun. Thompson centered his crosshairs and waited for the moment. It came as always. The commander stopped to gesture at something, turning sideways to present a clean shot. Thompson's finger found the trigger, then froze. Behind the commander, partially hidden by a building, stood a figure that made Thompson's blood turn to ice. A child, maybe 12 years old, holding an AK-47 that looked enormous in his small hands. The boy stepped forward, moving directly into Thompson's line of fire. The same invisible force that guided Thompson's targets was drawing this child into the crosshairs. Thompson's hands began to shake. For the first time in 200 kills, the moment felt wrong. "Take the shot," Reeves urged. "Clean line of sight." Thompson tried to pull the trigger. His finger wouldn't move. The boy stood there, weapon ready, eyes scanning for threats. A child soldier, trained to kill Americans. A legitimate target by any military standard, but Thompson couldn't do it. "Sergeant, what's wrong?" Reeves asked. Thompson's vision blurred. Suddenly, he could see them all. Every face in his scope over the past 3 years. Not just the targets, but the people behind them. Fathers, sons, brothers, all drawn into his crosshairs by whatever force controlled his rifle. "I can see them," Thompson whispered. "See what?" "All of them. Everyone I've killed. They're all—" Thompson's voice broke. They were all sons to someone. The child soldier moved again, stepping directly into the perfect firing position. Thompson's rifle barrel trembled as if fighting against his resistance. "Take the shot, Thompson." Instead, Thompson lifted his head from the scope. The spell broke. The moment passed. The commander and his men, including the child, disappeared into the village. "What the hell just happened?" Reeves demanded. Thompson stared at his hands. They had stopped shaking. For the first time in 3 years, his rifle felt like just a weapon instead of an extension of something darker. "I broke it," Thompson said quietly. "Broke what?" Thompson disassembled his rifle with trembling fingers. "Whatever was using me. I think I just remembered how to choose." The aftermath was swift. Thompson was pulled from sniper duty, subjected to psychological evaluation, and eventually medically discharged. The official report cited acute stress reaction and recommended immediate stateside treatment. Dr. Elizabeth Harper, the base psychiatrist, conducted Thompson's final evaluation in a sterile white room that smelled of disinfectant and broken dreams. "Tell me about the moment you couldn't take the shot," she said. Thompson stared at the ceiling. "I saw him as a person, not just a target, a kid who probably didn't choose to be there. And the others, the 200 confirmed kills, I don't think I chose those either. Something else was choosing through me, something that needed death, and I was just convenient." Dr. Harper made notes. "Do you believe you were possessed?" "I believe war opens doors that should stay closed, and sometimes things slip through those doors looking for willing hands. And now," Thompson met her eyes, "now my hands are my own again, and I choose not to kill." 6 months later, Thompson sat in a veterans group therapy session in Denver, Colorado. The mountains outside looked different from the ones in Afghanistan, peaceful instead of predatory. "I was the military's perfect weapon," he told the circle of combat veterans. "Never missed, never hesitated, never questioned orders, but perfect weapons aren't human." A younger veteran, recently returned from Iraq, raised his hand. "How do you live with the numbers?" "By remembering that the last choice I made was human. When it mattered most, when everything pushed me to pull that trigger, I chose mercy over mission. That choice saved my soul." Thompson looked around the room at faces marked by war, by choices made and unmade. Sometimes the most important battle isn't against the enemy. It's against whatever tries to take away your ability to choose compassion. Outside, snow began to fall on mountains that held no ghosts, no crosshairs, no invisible forces guiding death from afar. Just a man learning to live with hands that remembered how to choose life over precision, humanity over mission completion. Did this story make you think about the cost of perfect accuracy in an imperfect world? Do you believe our choices matter most when everything pushes us toward the wrong decision? Share your thoughts in the comments, And if you believe stories about moral courage in impossible situations need to be heard, don't forget to follow the frontline voices.